Ramsdale, I think this is a guy that has to leave Arsenal. He has no future at that club unless he's fine with being a backup goalkeeper. And I definitely thought that when Arsenal signed David Raya last summer, it was weird because I'm like, goalkeeping is not a problem for them. Like, why would they go out there and sign a keeper that's not that much better than Aaron Ramsdale? And he got replaced real quick. And this is a guy who was possibly going to be England's number one at the Euros this summer. But now he might not even get selected for the national team. So it's going to be interesting to see what Arsenal end up doing, because even though Raya is on loan, I do believe they will sell him. They will make his loan deal permanent and they will sell Aaron Ramsdale. But it just depends on who comes in for him. I know that he's being linked with the move to Chelsea and Newcastle. And if I'm Arsenal right away, I am not selling him to Chelsea. I think that would be a dumb deal. Like, why the hell would you want to sell him to one of your biggest rivals? And I don't think Chelsea are as bad as what their league form is showing. I think they are a very good team. They just need the right coach. Like, to me, Chelsea are the right manager away from going back to being in the top four and competing for trophies. I mean, shit, look at how bad they've been this season. And twice, Chelsea could have won a trophy. They were in the Carabao Cup final, and they just got knocked out by Man City in the in the FA Cup semifinals. So Chelsea were competitive this season for trophies. And if I'm Arsenal, I'm not selling him to them because he is a good goalkeeper. And he would be an upgrade over Sanchez. And they're your freaking rivals. Like, why do Arsenal do so much business with one of their main rivals? It makes no sense. It seems like every summer, Arsenal and Chelsea are in transfer talks. That's like if Madrid and Barcelona every summer were doing deals together. Like, this is the Premier League. This is not the Bundesliga. You guys know, usually in the Bundesliga, if there's a good player that's not at Bayern Munich, Bayern go and sign them. I don't understand. And you know what's so crazy is that he probably will end up at Chelsea. But if I'm them, there's no way in hell Aaron Ramsdale is wearing Chelsea's kit next season. And I see that they're linked to Newcastle as well. I think that would be a decent signing for them. But if I'm Arsenal, I'd rather sell him outside the Premier League, even though who knows what clubs outside the Prem even want him. I think he was being linked with the move to Bayern Munich before, and I'd rather just sell him there. Get him out the Prem. I don't want to sell him to any teams that could possibly hurt us next season. That's how I'd be looking at it. Even though, if it is between Chelsea and Newcastle, then I would much rather him go to Newcastle if you're an Arsenal fan, right? Because Newcastle at the moment they're struggling. They haven't looked as good this season as they did last. And I think their owners are going to have to start spending money eventually. And maybe they're looking at it like, well, Ramsdale's English, and, you know, all these English teams love having all these English players. So they might go in for him. And I think Arsenal could get a good fee for him. I think you could probably sign Ramsdale for maybe about 35 to 40 M's. I think that's fair.